Hey guys and gals, it's been a while, so I forgot how to do this, but Jim back here, and give you an update what I've been up to since, like I said, it's been a while since I posted a video. I finally got started on my painting my K'tinga and all that, and one thing I did, that green on there, it's a lot. Not much darker, but it's darker than what it's showing up on camera. I got some sun hitting it right now, so it's kind of brightening things up. But the dark color is the XF26 Tamiya. Okay, that's real close to the studio model. Now I know I had a lot of naysayers and guys that were questioning me as if I didn't know what I was talking about when I was talking about the paint callouts that they give. But now that I've got some paint laid down, I mixed up my paint for my second color, and I got the bottom done. I still got to do the top of the hull, but there was a lot of guys that were raising issues about my talking about the paint callouts and stuff. So we're going to go over it now that we can actually see some paint on my model. Okay, so as you know, the base color, it's the deep green, the XF26. Okay, that's a real close match to the studio model. I actually found some pictures in normal lighting where it didn't have all the bright studio lights washing that out and stuff, and what I did, I didn't just download them, I actually printed them. So I had actual photographs so I could lay my paint samples down next to them and get good matches and stuff. So as you all know, according to the instructions, they tell you to take the XF26, the deep green, which is that there color, and they tell you to do a XF5 flat green, which is that color. They tell you use that. Okay, they tell you mix 2 parts deep green and 1 part the flat green. It doesn't come out maybe, but it's just a tad lighter than that bottle cap right there, which is your deep green. Okay, and the color called, that's for the secondary color. The main color is just straight out FX26, you know, thinned out and airbrushed on. They don't say anything about the second color. They show it as being a light color similar to what I got there. Okay, now and on the paint call out right there, you can see the flat green. It's that real light minty green over there, the XF5. Now you tell me that's a real light minty green. That's XF5 right there. Okay, it's this green. They call it a flat green. It's got a real heavy yellow base to it. So you know, when I mixed the two together, it wasn't much darker than this bottle cap. So pretty much what I did, I had to start experimenting. I started adding some white to it. They don't say anything about white, flat white, on the paint call out, so you're going to need it, and you're going to need plenty of it if you already mixed your 2 greens together like they call out on the box. If you want to get it close to the correct color, you're going to need quite a bit of white, because what I did, I mixed a bottle, a half-ounce, one of my half-ounce Model Master bottles with the 2-to-1, and I ended up actually, I ended up with more. By the time I started adding white to it to get it the right shade of green, I ended up with 2 bottles like that. So but anyway, we're gonna go from there. Now the green, in order to tone it down, you got to start adding white till you get the shade you want. I started adding some white. I did a couple test pieces on some sheet styrene. I did some paint swatches, and it still had that real heavy yellow green. It was almost like a bright yellowish green, and it still wasn't matching what's on the studio model. So I started adding more and more white. It was still retaining that yellow, because green, one of the primary colors that make up green, as everybody knows, is one of the colors is yellow. This green, and even the Model Master flat green, has a real heavy yellow base to it. So you don't want to get that yellow. They show some weathering on the box art, but that's done after it was painted and everything. It's like done with chalks and stuff like that, or dry brushing. So anyway, I got it to the point where I wanted it light enough. I had to add a fourth color. Anybody wants to know the fourth color? Anybody wants to know the ratios of how much white to the green that I already had mixed up I use? I leave my email in all my videos. You can contact me that way. I'm not going to start divulging everything on this video. Like I said, I had too many nitpickers that were telling me I was wrong. I didn't know what I was talking about. So for that reason, anybody wants to know how I came up with the proper green that's almost a dead nuts on for the studio model, you can contact me via email, and I'll be happy to share it. But I will tell you, I used more than I used more than a bottle of that white to thin it down, being that I had a half-ounce bottle already mixed up with the greens. The ratio they called out. There's nothing wrong with the 2-to-1 ratio. You know, it's a good starting point, but you're really going to have to lighten it up. And Tamiya or Model Master don't really make a green that's similar to what I came up with and stuff. So I added a fourth color because I needed to get rid of that yellow. And like I said, that information, you can contact me through my email, and I'd be happy to share the information with you that way. So I finally came up with my green. It's almost like a real light pea green. I got 2 jars of this stuff, and for the amount of painting on here, I could probably do about 50 of these models and not run out of 1 jar. But anyway, that's the green I came up with. It's a very light, almost like in between a pea green and a khaki green. And I even brush painted a little sample of this right on the photograph that I did, and I couldn't even pick out the paint compared to the color on the photo. That's how close I got it. So, but that's the way it turned out. You're going to need a lot of the blue stuff or whatever brand of masking tape you prefer. I got all this done last night and this morning. This is just the bottom. I still got to do the half. I still got to do the sides on the inside and outside of the hull. But I got the bottom done. There's more masking and stuff on the bottom than there is on the top of the hull. So I figured I'll tack the bottom first and go from there. But I'm real happy with the way it turned out. And for the lightest color that they show on the box, which they're calling out to be flat green, it's like, you're going to tell me this is the lightest color that they call out on the box? All the real light, almost whitish color effects panels on it? No, I don't know. Somebody must have been on drugs that round 2 or something, or they had an awful lot to drink when they were looking at the paints and they couldn't see straight. But no way is that flat green the lightest color you see on the box art, even on the studio model. So pretty much what I'll do for my third color, after I get all my medium color green on overall on the whole ship every place, then I'll take this, I'll pour some in a small bottle, and I'll start thinning this down till I get almost like, I'm thinking like a real cool minty green, you know, not green, not a white, but like a minty green, almost like the color of like mint ice cream, chocolate chip mint ice cream, if you guys ever bought that in the store or something, or that, you know, maybe a little bit lighter than that even, but it's going to be a very, very toned down, you know, real light minty green. But I'll be able to achieve that by just mixing more white with this, or actually I'll take a bottle of white and just start adding a little bit of this green to it until I get the desired color that I want. But that's what I've been up to. I finally got started on this. And all that. I got to do the top. I'll probably work on that tonight and tomorrow, and all that. Finish the rest of the body, and then I got a few areas up on the neck. Some of them raised areas and little arrow-shaped areas there and stuff. But that's pretty much where I'm at and everything. And then after that, I'll start going with my other colors on the bulkhead and all that, and on the sides, on the grills and all that, and the back of it and everything. I only got a little bit done on the top of the hull. I started just that inner. I'm just working in sections, that way I don't have to cover the whole model with masking tape and have it sit for a couple days. I got my medium green down on those areas, that their side, That came out pretty good. And then, you know, once I get all my greens, then I'll start working all my other colors for all the different details and stuff, the grills and all that, the top of the all the feathering effect details, what I call it, on the top of the bridge and all that. So, but that's where I'm at with my K'tinga. This isn't going to be no quick, you know, couple day build or something. I'm figuring probably a couple good weeks just to get the paint work done and stuff on it. So, and I usually like to let stuff cure at least 24 hours before I start masking over it to you know, to go over with another color. But there's a lot of little detail and stuff masking. It's not it's not really that bad masking everything off, because you do have almost like you know, you got engraved lines where you can actually cut into it your X-Acto. Make sure you got a real sharp X-Acto blade. That way you don't have to put a lot of pressure into when you're cutting your tape around the panels and stuff, and you know, you won't leave no deep marks or indentations or anything like that. But that's where I stand and all that. And then once the overall model is done, I'm gonna probably go over it with a probably like I got a little bit of information where I can get Floco made what they called a dust. It was just a dust. It was almost like if you took a little bit of gray or blackish dust and just dusted over the model. They've actually got a spray like that, and I found somebody that still carries Floco. It's hard to have it shipped because Floco contains lead and everything. That's why they done away with a lot of that paints years ago. But back in the day when I did model railroading, that was a real nice weathering thing I did besides pastel chalks. It was called dusting. You held the can about 4 foot away from the model. You kind of just misted it up in the air and let it fall on the model almost like a mist, like a rain shower would, and that you didn't spray it direct. And it kind of blended everything together and darkened everything up just slightly, but it tied everything together where it didn't look like separate pieces, like a jigsaw puzzle or something put together, you know. So that's pretty much where I'm at. So I just thought I'd give you guys an update. And like I says, now that I got some paint down and I mixed some colors up, you know, if you guys go by the box art, I mean, it's everybody's individual, you know, taste. It's your model, you build it and paint it the way you want. You know, I wasn't picking anybody for painting it the wrong colors. Like somebody left me, you know, they make paint masks so you can't get the colors wrong. Paint masks got nothing to do with the colors. That's just to make it easier for you to mask off. Myself, I can mask off pretty much anything with masking tape and have it come out nice and clean and crisp. I don't need a special made paint mask for things. So, but other than that, that's where I'm at. And like I says, that's the deep forest, the deep green, and that's my mixture of the lighter green, the medium color green, and it's real close to the studio model. It's almost dead nuts on, even to the box art slightly. You know, it's you know, I'm not calling the box art accurate because there's a lot of discrepancies. The pictures on the box art, they're printed, so things come out different shades. They're also, if you look real close, there's one side of the ship is darker than the other. They had shadow effects going on when they did the photography. There's some areas the medium green is lighter, you know, in some areas and darker in others because of the fact that there was shadows when they were taking the pictures or whatever. Then plus the printing, that adds in a lot of inaccuracies too. But that's where I'm at. And like I says at the end of the video in my description, I'll leave my email. So if somebody wants to contact me and find out the ratios of the white with the green and what other color I used, that's fine. But I'm not. After a lot of the nitpicking and people putting me down because they kept saying I didn't know what I was talking about or this and that, I'm not just going to openly share it with everybody no more. So I don't mean to be a jerk about it or nothing like that, but I had to work for it and figure out how to come up with it to get rid of that yellow, that yellowish tone. I looked at other different shades of greens. There was nothing close to work with. Everything was more like the olive drabs or a real deep, almost like a brownish green. So I went with the colors that to me they call out on the box but there's other colors you need that they don't mention. So that's where we stand. So hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Even though there's a lot of masking, this is a fun model, and I think it's going to look really tough when it's finished up and stuff. So this is probably one of the more detailed paint jobs that I've done in a long time as far as masking, painting, and stuff like that. And also, that's where we're at. So I'm going to get back to work on this and getting the top of the hull finished up with my medium stuff, and the sides of the pylon supports, the nacelle supports and all that. I still got to get those masked off and the different sections and painted. So we'll be on it for a while. So I don't know how often I'm going to keep doing updates on this. You know, I'm not going to do a whole build series or step by step on my painting. You know, the next video might not be till it's done. But I just thought I'd come on here because I know I haven't been on here with a video lately and stuff, and all that. But that's where we're standing and stuff. There's a lot of lighter colors that, you know, the lighter green. There's a lot of areas on here like them little diamond shaped panels in the middle of the medium color green. Those get painted with the light green, the minty green. A lot of little areas, little nooks and crannies here and there and stuff. And overall, like I said, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of masking and all that. But and William, if you're watching this video, send me more tape, please. I need some. Okay, you know, I got plenty of tape. Just kidding, William, but I thought I'd throw in there, have some fun with you. So I said thanks again for watching. Thanks to all my subscribers. Thanks to all the new subscribers I got recently. I've been getting a lot of guys that subscribe that do strictly more or less model cars. Nothing against it. I'm glad that you subscribe and find my channel interesting. But I build maybe 1 or 2 car kits a year, if that. So I'm not really a model car channel, but you know, occasionally I do them. And I do have a couple that I was working on a couple weeks ago and all that. And I probably will do a video sometime in the next week or so, so you guys can see them and all that. One of them was a real nightmare kit. It was an AMT car. I don't remember when the last time I built an AMT car. It had to be about 20 years ago. But it was a real horrific kit. Big disappointment. And it was so bad that the headers for both sides, they were 2 different lengths, sizes, and all that. And I had to really do a lot of hacking even to get the engine to fit and everything. But I'll go more into that when I show off the build and stuff. So till the next time, you guys all have a good one. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for all the great comments you guys have been leaving. Thanks to all the new subscribers out there. And like I said, anybody got any questions, no matter what they are, if you don't feel like doing them in the comments section, you can get a hold of me on my email, and I'll gladly get in touch with you. And you know, if you want, we can exchange phone numbers. And if you want to talk person to person to find out more, that's fine too. I don't have a problem with it. I just don't put my phone number here for everybody. So that's about it. I do talk to a lot of guys that I've met on YouTube through the years and stuff, and most of them are pretty cool guys and stuff and all that. And also, but that's where we're at. And I got a lot more painting to do on here, so I'm going to get back to it and stuff and all that. So till the next time, you guys all take care. Happy modeling, and we'll see you soon. Bye.